Welcome to the Dewey Show. I'm your host, Dewey. This show is sponsored by AdamEve.com. That's ADAMEVE.com. 18 plus only. Use offer code Dewey at checkout. You'll get 50% off of almost any one item. All right. So today I'm going to talk about Donald Trump's clemency that he gave to the January 6th rioters. Okay. What drives me insane about this, it is these are the ones that were charged with seditious conspiracy, which is like a neighbor to treason, right? That is a treasonous thing. It's seditious conspiracy. They weren't charged with treason. They were let go today because Donald Trump signed a thing that granted clemency. If you don't know, clemency, when a president grants clemency, what he is doing is he's basically saying those who are in jail right now, who have already been found guilty, he can basically resentence you. So if, like Biden, he did some clemency things. A lot of it was knocking off fines and things of that, and also ending the prison time for people who were in federal custody for marijuana charges, for the consumption of marijuana. If they were doing other illegal things and they're charged with other things, that doesn't count. But they might get some time taken off. They would have to probably see a judge. Anyway, a president can also pardon somebody, which means you're past all your federal crimes that you've committed. All of your federal crimes are gone, and your past is clear. And a lot of people think that that's what Trump's going to do for himself and his family. He's already actually instructed the AG to not. It's not known that he instructed it, so let me be clear. But it's pretty obvious where the orders come from. I'm just using history. But they're basically working on some type of a memo or something where they're saying that they cannot prosecute the Trump family ever going forward for any reason. They have like amnesty. Another thing that the president can grant is amnesty. I believe the last time any president granted amnesty was when Jimmy Carter granted amnesty to the people who did not believe in being a warrior, so they dodged the draft, like our president. He didn't get caught though, or arrested because he's rich and he had bone spurs. But those who dodged the draft and left the country and came back, Jimmy Carter said, okay, you believed in peace and stuff like that, and you really should come back. Our economy kind of needs our people, and so he granted amnesty to those people, and I believe that was the last time amnesty was used. I don't know for a fact, but anyway, amnesty, it blocks you from any type of federal prosecution. Now, that does not stop the state from coming after you, right? Because there are state courts, there are federal courts. So the federal government, the president is the executive of that, and the state government, your governor is the executive of that state. Because I get some questions sometimes from some folks, and they ask me if I can explain things a little bit better, and so I'm going to do my best to try. I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence by any means. But these people that he granted clemency to are the people that he said he would take a look at. We'll have to take a look at it on his first day in office. By the way, my eyes are like this because before the show, but whatever. Anyway, he said he would, but where is a Donald Trump promise that he has kept from this presidency? I mean, he decided, you know what, I'm not going to sign the housing bill out of protest because you won't pass the Save America Act, which would heavily restrict voting for what I'm reading, largely people of color. Now, everybody says, on that side, they say we need voter ID, right? Here's the thing, okay? And they say, well, you have to have a driver's license. Here's the thing. Voting is a right, okay? Driving is not a right. It is a privilege. In every state, look it up. It is a privilege. Well, I don't know. Your state constitution might give you the right. I don't know. But as far as the U.S. Constitution, it does not say a damn thing about driving in there. and it is a privilege. It can be taken away, it can be revoked, it could be suspended. That's how it works. That's the first thing I learned in driver's ed was it. Remember, like the government is allowing you to do this out of convenience for both you and them. So like be responsible about it. When we have a right to something, that is something that we should definitely exercise. And I said this in a past podcast, and someone emailed me and said, do you think that we should all exercise our Second Amendment? Hell yes, I do. I believe you should, if you feel comfortable doing so, and if you're old enough to. I think that you definitely should be able to do that. I'm against weapons of war being able to be sold to people who aren't trained to use them. Uh, if they get some type of a training, that would be fine, right? But again, shooting isn't a privilege, or excuse me, owning a gun isn't privilege. A privilege, it's a right. So it would take a constitutional amendment really to have any actionable gun things done. And by the way, for the people that always say, "Oh, this president is going to take away my guns," or they can't do that. Like they just can't. I mean, if there's like a fascist or that takes over or something, and it looks like that's what's happening because he's trying to go after our vote first. Well, he's trying to do multiple things at once, which is why he's so effective. Donald Trump. He's going after our free press, or the press that he does not find suitable. And when his propaganda network, Fox News, says, "Hey, this guy," my head just went blank, and I was on a roll. He was taking. Oh yeah, he was. Donald Trump is trying to go after the freedom of speech. Donald Trump is not in the freedom to protest. Look at what happened to Mr. Preddy and Renee Good. What happened? What happened to them? Renee Good, she was in a car. Anyway, I'm not going to relitigate all that. I've talked about it. I think that they were murdered in cold blood, and I do think that the persons that did that should find. I believe one day they will get justice, and I think that we should not stop talking about them. And Alex Preddy and Renee Good, they died at the hands of the government. And there was no judge, there was no jury to say one word about it. The government overreached and killed a person. And it's not the first time. It's just something that you're like, fucking, when are we going? And I mean, I don't know what Trump expected with the quality of the people that he's hired. There are certainly, I'm not going to say he's hired 100% buffoons. I'm not saying that. He's probably hired a lot of very capable police officers and, kind of promoted them up. I'm sure that happened. And I'm sure that the signing bonus incentive, I'm sure that was a badass thing to get. If I had law enforcement, I would do it. I would join, and I'll tell you why I would join. Because I would want to make it safer and better for anybody that was being investigated. Because bringing families out in their underwear is inhumane. It's not something that should be done in the U.S. I give the man his dignity. Let him have his shoes. Let him put on something warm, for fuck's sake. They're not committing a crime. What they have done is they've committed at best, I believe it's a misdemeanor. And I don't know how frequently the federal government goes after misdemeanors. Probably vigorously, but I don't know. But if they're sleeping and they're currently not a threat, you don't need to have guns drawn and shit. You only need to have guns drawn if they're known to be, like, bad, or they show you signs that they are bad. That's what bothers me so damn much. And yes, they are not American citizens technically, but the people that he's deported, they've had a very deep impact on communities. And we will see the loss of that impact. Not only socially, but just it will have a negative impact on our communities that have participated in this. I was very proud of Roosevelt High in Minnesota for standing up for their students the way they did. I was very proud of that. Minnesota, you have my heart. I keep thinking, I'd love to live in Minnesota. Your guys' winters are about as harsh as ours used to be, because we don't typically get snow now in my neck of the woods here in Utah. but I know, but we do have some hellish winters. Uh, so I think I would do all right up there with y'all. We'd have fun. Yeah. Anyway, Michigan, that it just looks beautiful up there, and I'm clear in Utah. And what's sad is yeah, it's sad because I should definitely go because there's so many incredible people in both of those states. I was like I love your governors. We got a Governor Walz there in Minnesota, and then Governor, what was her name? She was that gal that like a militia went into the like the governor's office or whatever, and they were taking no the capital, the state capital. They went there and were trying to get her. Alexa, who is the governor of Michigan? Gretchen Whitmer. Yes, that's right, Governor Whitmer. She could run for president. She'd have my vote. I'm telling you. She is tough, bad motherfucker. She won't back down from anybody, and I think everybody, and I think that the Republican Party, I think that they fear her because she got a nickname from Trump, and the people that Trump talks frequently about are the people that obviously they're obviously on his mind frequently because he's afraid of them. Donald Trump doesn't think about people in a kind way. He only thinks about the people that he hates currently. And the only thing that you have to do to get in his good graces is say good things about him, right? Like if he saw this video, he would hate it because I'm being fair on this because it's showing in his polls that even people that voted for him who were like people that are typically called cultists, the people who are like ride or die, are suddenly becoming not so much ride or die because they're like, my gas is almost $5. The last time that happened was during a global pandemic, and we're like, it's only gonna get worse. Next month, I watch a TikToker, Mr. Global 2. It's spelled MrGlobalToo. He's a good dude. He is a world respected and world recognized oil expert. And I listen to him for all things oil, and he's very, very in the middle, very matter of fact. Whether it's pro-Trump or anti-Trump, he tells you whether it makes Trump look good or bad. So I find him to be very fair, and he just tells you like it is. I would actually like to have him come on and kind of explain. I could ask him some questions because I had some misunderstandings about the Keystone Pipeline and what it was actually utilized for. And I did make a podcast apologizing about that as soon as I found out, actually, because I started looking into it. But it would have been nothing that would have made our fuel in the USA any cheaper. It wouldn't have done anything to our fuel. It would have allowed Canada to make money by basically taking over native land, the very little that we allow them to have, which is just disgusting to say, but it's the truth. I mean, if we all cared about that, we would vote accordingly. But like I was very shocked because Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, she was a very qualified candidate. Probably almost, she's like I think like 50 something. She could be in her early 40s. In fact, when I was reading about her biography, I was like, holy shit, she's like older than I thought she would be. Alexa, how old is Vice President Harris? She's 61? Holy shit. I thought she was like mid 40s. Like, before I looked her up last time. 61, holy shit. Well, I thought that she was like 15 years younger than she actually is. But, well, actually, 25 years. I just can't math. I did go to school in Utah. No, I had great teachers. I was just messing around. I had a good school. It just sucks really bad that I won't be able to say that kids today had as good of an education that I had when my education was very uninspired. Like, my teachers taught me what they were supposed to teach me, but their classes were crammed, and it had nothing to do with the teachers. They were all great. None of the schooling issues has anything to do with the teachers. The only thing that they need to do about the teachers is raise their goddamn paychecks. See, all this money that Trump's spending on the war, we could be putting towards our education. We could be paying our teachers more. We could be giving you, tax breaks. The government could be doing that. The government could be forgiving student loans. The government could be... There's so much that the government could do. Like, Donald Trump's doing these Trump account things. And I hope to God that they are not a scam on the American public. I hope that they don't end up being some type of a money laundering thing for Trump. That's just... Or like a Ponzi scheme or some shit. Because I think he promoted, like, it was called video phone or something. It was like a telephone, a desk telephone where you could speak face to face, like FaceTime. And they came out right after Apple came out with FaceTime. But Trump still got that check, so I can't really quite fault him for that. I doubt he did any type of fucking research on any of it. He was just like, okay, pay me in cash, alright? Anyway, I was watching that Jubilee with Dave Rubin, and that dude got he got totaled, man. Those kids, well, and I can't even say that they're kids, because there's some that are older than myself, but a lot of them were kids, and it just makes me so, like, seeing those videos make me just think so that our future is going to be bright because of these damn kids. And they're something else, and I mean that in the best possible way. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they are going to change the world. They're going to revolutionize the world. And Gen Alpha, by the way, they are not afraid of anything. Like, they're the type that will throw hands. They're a lot like Gen X, except they had iPads. That's it. And, you know, they have to play inside instead of outside, you know. Like, I was raised by 2 Gen X parents, which is crazy because I'm 30. My dad, I think, was 24 when he had me. He'd have been 23 when he had me, and my mom was 21. And I wasn't even her first kid. So, yeah. But anyway, I hope that you guys... I said her first kid as if, like, my dad has other kids. No, they're still married, and they've been happily married since 1989. So, hell yeah. I love you folks. I hope you have a great day and night, whatever it is. And remember, love is everything, guys. Just remember. And if you have a little bit of time, please subscribe, do all the things. If you feel like it, please hit that like button. Please go to patreon.com/DEWEYPODS. That's Dewey Pods. So patreon.com/Dewey Pods. And join. There's a free membership available, I believe. If not, let me know, and I will make a free one. Because I want people who can't afford it to be able to, you know, join our community and stuff. And I really would like to build our community on there, whether you're there for free or whether you're there because you're like, what the hell? Let's give this little turd some cash. There are benefits and perks for the memberships. So for the price of probably medium coffee at Starbucks for the price of one medium coffee, I know it has a different name because it's Starbucks, but I'm saying medium because I don't know the words. I don't have a Starbucks near me. And I always shop at the mom and pop coffee shops. That's a banger. But I always shop at the mom and pop shops. See? There you go. But anyway, no, the medium-sized coffee probably costs more than my Patreon subscription, and you buy a cup of coffee from Starbucks every day. I'm just saying, to get a membership on my Patreon, it would be the price of one coffee. That's it, for every month. Anyway, I love you folks. Be good, be kind, and love each other. And you guys are awesome. Keep being awesome. Love ya.